Thank you for being here, and let's get started. So let's do lip buzzes to get started. So just try them out. If you're new to them, just do what you can. So what I'm doing is I'm just sliding around. So you can slide around too. So we're like stretching it out to see what is our highest note, what is our lowest note, what feels comfortable. It's this easing in. It's not something that should be too hard to do or singing hard on your voice. Just ease in with this. And let's do it on one note. I took you down kind of low, so for some of you women, that might be a little too low for your voices. So we're going to go back up. And then let's slide a little bit, so we like... going, just to move it around. Last one. Men for the lower range, for the male voice range, make sure that you sing an octave lower than me. So if I'm here, ba, you're going to be ba. So just always stay an octave below the female range, and you should be in a comfortable place for you. Or if you want, you can switch around, experiment with it, whatever feels comfortable. Okay, so let's do a little bit of humming. We're going to go, I'm on an M right now. Can you hear it? I know it's softer if I get in the mic. Maybe a little louder this way. I'm just like going around in my range of my high notes, my low notes. Try it on an N. Down low. And then try it on an NG, like sing or thing. It looks like my mouth is open, but in the back my tongue is sealing the roof of my mouth. That's what that NG does. And just remember to feel everything that you're experiencing and like focus your mind on it, because remember, everything that we're doing, we're also like connecting it to our brain. Our brain is a muscle. I don't know if you knew that, but your brain is a muscle. And we have neural pathways, and the neural pathways memorize certain actions or certain connections. So that if you start to go think about something, then it strengthens the neural pathway. And that's part of how we are actually strengthening our voice, is we're strengthening our brain's connection to our voice. So you want to meditate, focus on what your voice is doing. So the reason why I gave you a lot of like and is because it's very easy on your voice. It's a great way to get started. And also you can like really think about how that feels, because they're in really good resonant areas of your voice. So let's go do a little bit of work on our diaphragm, because I totally skipped our diaphragm work yesterday, and I think that's really important. So let's do it. So everybody's heard diaphragm, right? Have you guys heard diaphragm before? Even if you have had like one singing lesson or been in choir one time, they talk about it. But not a lot of people know what it is because it's not like an easy thing to explain. I'll try. So the diaphragm is like if you touch your rib cage in the front and follow your rib cage all the way to the back, the diaphragm is a tissue that goes across the bottom of your rib cage. So it's actually like starting here and going through your body all the way back there. And it's underneath your lungs. And it can either be higher or lower. So when it's higher, it's like in this position. It's like, I forget what it's called. It's like, I can't remember. But it's like a little curved. I'll look it up and I'll tell you tomorrow. When it's curved up, then your lungs have a little bit less room, so you can't breathe in as deeply. When it's curved down, it's like your lungs can have more room, so that you can take in more air. So and then also when it's curved down, it leaves space for your lungs so that all your air doesn't get pushed out of your body, and then you can keep your breath in your lungs longer, and it's easier for you to control your air because there's not pressure on the air going trying to push it out. So that's why we always work with the diaphragm, because it helps you like control how the air pressure, and the air behind your voice is like what energizes everything that you do. It's like what the air is, like the gas to the car. The air is like the energy behind your voice. So if we work on our diaphragm, we're really working on our breath work. So one way we can feel the diaphragm is just by placing your hand right here below your rib cage, and you can feel it moving when you engage, and that's a really great place to check. And we're going to check that place today while we do some ha's. So if you just do ha, 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 and you put your hand on your diaphragm, you can feel it move. You want to feel it move. This is something that you're going to have to actively engage. Ha, ha, ha. Every time you do a ha, you feel it move. Ha, ha, ha. So just do some ha's with me, and I'm not going to do them too fast because that makes it harder. We'll go slow, and I want you to feel your diaphragm engage every time. Ha, 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 ha. Kind of like an evil villain in a cartoon. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. If you do like fast ones, you can feel it. Like whenever you laugh, you actually do use your diaphragm, but you're just not thinking about it because you're laughing. Ha, ha, ha. Let's just do it on one note. Ha, ha, ha. And let's try that. Ha, ha, ha. I just realized it's easy to over-sing this, so don't sing too hard. Ha, ha, ha. Now in the last ha, I'm like keeping my diaphragm engaged, and that makes it so that it will like support the longer sound that I'm singing at the end. So if you can at the end, like you're engaging your diaphragm, and then keep it squeezing there so that it continues to support the air for that longer last note. So here we go. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Here we go. Move around. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Now, this is a very, very, very important trick that will give you a lot of beautiful sound when you get really good at doing this, because it makes all of your long notes have a lot of breath support, and your long notes will sound prettier. That's how your vibrato starts to come in. You notice how I go, ah, there's a little vibrato, the waves in my voice. That is because I'm using my diaphragm. So when you get good at this, it like really takes your voice up to the next level. 2 more times. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, great job. Okay, so we're going to use that while we do some ahs. So every time that we do ahs for this exercise, I want you to start it out with ha, with using your diaphragm. And if you ever start to run out of breath, that's another time to engage your diaphragm even more, because it gives you all that extra breath. So I want you to think about that while we do this. So here we go. We're going to do... What about a D? Whoa, that sounds a little sad. Okay, so we're gonna just do it on an ah, and I want you to just follow me with some very simple exercises. So let's see. Let's just do that. We'll repeat that. One more time. Last time. Here we go. Let's try those H's. Ha, 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 ha. Use your diaphragm. Ha, 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 ha. Let's try it double time. Ha, 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 ha. Give you a break. Again. Ha, 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 ha. Were you able to get it that fast? Maybe sometimes. Good job, you guys. It's not easy to do that, and I actually went really fast at the end, so depending on if you've been doing that a lot. My voice teacher taught me how to do that when I was like 5. So I've been doing it a long time. And it's still hard to go fast because you actually really have to train. Like opera singers, they go like, have you heard that kind of an opera sound? Like that? That's all because they're going with their diaphragm every single time. So if you want to practice being an opera singer today, you can try using your diaphragm up high. Speaking of up high, let's do some up high notes. This is good for male voices and female voices, but male voices you'll be in the lower octave for this. Men and women voices both have a head voice range. And I would say it's more common for female voices to use the head voice range, but for male voices, you want to have access to it because sometimes you're going to go up there and it takes the lid off the ceiling of your range. Sometimes also you're going to blend in a little bit of a heady sound into your more regular vocal range, and it gives you that nice tone. So let's all try some head voice notes on ooh. We're going to go ooh, 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 ooh. Just kind of like some sirens. Woo, 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 woo. You can make lots of different sirens. Woo, woo, woo. Right? Or like a spooky ghost. Woo. And also you've heard a lot of opera singers sing in this range. Oh. Right? And we're not, a lot of times in our contemporary singing, we don't actually sing in pure head voice anymore. It's not as common, but it is common for classical songs. It's common for, you hear it in folk, you definitely hear it in opera, and you hear it in pop songs whenever the singers go up high, like Christina Aguilera, Mariah Carey. They're all using their head voices up high. So if you want to sing like Mariah Carey, let's work on our head voices. So let's do a little bit of oohs. Ooh, ooh. So we'll just hold that middle note, that top note. Men, you're down here. Women, you're up here. For the male voice and the female voice, you might not need to go into your head voice yet for this note, but I want you to go into it anyway, so it sounds a little bit, it sounds more like this. Even though you don't need to, and you could sing like this. I want you to try the head voice placement. As we go higher, you will only be able to sing if you sing in your head voice, so it kind of starts to become like the only option. So here we go. Ooh. And if you're not sure if you're in your head voice, sing quieter, because if you sing softer, you naturally will usually go into your head voice. Ooh. myself, a lot of times I sing in my head voice. Like if I'm just like, da, 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 na, 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 you know, because it's just very easy and it's less pressure on your voice. If you're just like humming, you know, it's just, you're going to use your head voice more when you're just relaxed, the relaxed position, and for high notes. Also, if you like want to soothe somebody, if you want to have a soothing sound to your voice, use your head voice, like, hey, hey, ooh. You know, it's very soothing, right? So let's work on our soothing sounds. Here we go. Keep being soothing. As I go higher, I start to feel it. I feel a lot behind my eyes. I feel it a lot up in the back of my head. You can put yourself like little goggles on. Like sometimes people do this to help them feel their eyes. Or you can put your hands in the back of your head. So doing things like that, it helps you feel where you want to go. Sometimes that can make it easier to sing. It's a little harder. I'm going to go faster now. High singers start to switch towards ah, and so your ooh goes into kind of a natural ah shape because you're modifying it for that high range. That was a C sharp, so that's just for you sopranos out there. Okay, good. So let's do a little exercise on working on our softer notes, on many, 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 many flowers. We did that for like a millisecond, like 3 days ago. Many, 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 many flowers. And we want it to be a good exercise for us to drop our jaw. Many, 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 many flowers. Many, 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 many flowers. So we're just very relaxed with our mouths. There we go. And you can use your head voice when you need to, and then go back into your regular speaking voice, which is your chest voice range, when that's comfortable. Many, 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 many flowers. 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 You looked out the window and you saw many, 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 many flowers. Many, 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 many flowers. You went to the flower shop and you bought many, 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 many flowers. You told your boyfriend what you wanted for Valentine's Day. It was many, 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 many flowers. Many, 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 many flowers. You smelled some perfume. It smelled like many, 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 many flowers. I'm just having fun with you. Okay, so let's do this exercise on a... Have you ever heard that song? You make me feel like dancing. I want to dance the night away. You make me feel like dancing. I want to dance the night away. It's kind of 70s. But it was in the Charlie's Angels soundtrack. So anyway, let's sing it. We're just going to sing You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. 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 Let's see. Let's go up. I'm going to start low and we're going to go up. You make me feel like dancing. So that's right in the middle of your chest voice. So let me just go one lower. You make me feel like dancing. So you hear how chesty my voice sounds? I'm very here. Oh. Put your hand on your chest for a second. Feel that vibrating. Ah, it's all in your chest voice, which means that your voice is resonating in your chest register. It's called the chest voice versus the head voice or the pharyngeal resonance or nasal resonance. chest resonance. Ah, okay, so we're going to just sing, you make me feel, even just don't do it on a note, just do the words. You make me feel like dancing. Don't do it too hard because that might make you a little hoarse, but just sing full and just enough. Don't overdo it. Okay, here we go. You make me feel like dancing. 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 Now, in my voice, I don't know how it is for everyone in their different registers or different vocal ranges. In my voice, I start to have to go more into my nasal resonance once I get to that F sharp area that I'm in right now. So when I do that, I'm going to be more here. Nya, 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 nya. So I go, nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. You make me feel like dancing. It's kind of like there. Makes it a little easier to sing. It's also a little bit harsh. I wouldn't sing just like that. It's just that's a color, like a color you can mix in. It's a little bit like pingy, and actually on Broadway, if you're on Broadway, they would sing like that. Yes, here we are on Broadway. Sometimes, depending on the show. But let's just use it to get into that sound. Nya, 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 nya. Nya, 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 nya. I'm doing like a nya. Nya is really good for that range or that placement. Nya, 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 nya. Okay, let's sing it. You make me feel like dancing. You make me feel like dancing. Did you feel it in there? You make me feel like dancing. I'm using it, but I'm like not making it as pronounced. The placement's a little less pronounced, but I still can use it to make it easier to sing. So that's a little bit. That's a little bit of nasal resonance. That's like your mix area where we're kind of mixing our chesty register with our head register in the highest part of our chest area and the lowest part of our head area. That's like our mix. So when you hear me say mix, I'm talking about the highest part that you can sing in your chest and the lower part that you sing in your head. That's called mix, and we kind of can blend them together so that they don't sound too much like this or too much like this. We mix them together. Okay. Well, we're at the end of our vocal warm-up, so I just want you to sing some harmonizing ahs with me, and then we're going to close out our call. So you can sing the same ahs that I'm singing, or you can change the vowel or the consonant, or you can harmonize. So if you know how to harmonize, just pick another note in the chord that blends with me so that we can harmonize together. If you don't know how to harmonize, just try it. Try not to sing the same note as me. You'll probably naturally go to another note in the chord if you follow your ear. So let's see. Good. How did that sound on your guys' end? Was it pretty? Good. Thank you, everybody, for being on the call with me. I love seeing you. I love seeing you sing and the smiles on your faces. And and the headshots and photos that you have up if you don't have your video on. And that's totally fine if you don't have your video on. Hey, Jeffrey, great, good to see you. Thank you. Awesome. Hi, Heejin. Yay, good. Some of the adults are coming out. Oh, see, and you look great. Thanks for being here. And I'm Carissa. I'm the founder of the Music Junction Music Schools. We're doing this Vocalize every day. So for those of you that are new to the call, we're doing it every day at 11 a.m. Monday through Friday. And we're going to keep doing that ongoingly. So be with us, because this is accountability for you to make sure that you're always warming up your voice. You're going to see huge results. Every week you're going to notice that after that 5 days that your voice gets a lot stronger. So keep doing this with me, and we will create like this space to do it together. You're also keeping me accountable to singing every day too. So thank you for doing that. And I really want you to spend some more time singing today. So, turn on the karaoke videos on YouTube, sing with that. Do some like Zoom singing calls with your friends. Perform for each other. Have perform for your family, and invite everyone around you to sing, because it's not exclusive, it's an inclusive thing. And we really want to encourage everyone in our lives to use their voices, because that's how we can express ourselves. It doesn't matter if we're like the most professional singer in the world that's going to sing up on, be on the radio, or if we don't ever sing in front of people except for like when we're just hanging out with friends. It doesn't matter. Everyone has that gift of singing, and the more that we sing, the more that it gets developed. So encourage everybody in your life to sing. If there's anybody that that would enjoy this call, invite them to be on the call with us tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day of our first week of Vocalize. I would love to have 20 new people on this call. So everybody on this call right now, if you bring one friend tomorrow, we will be able to have that. And then you're going to give them that gift, because a lot of times your friends, they don't know how much joy they can get out of singing. They don't even try. A lot of people, they're like, no, I don't sing. You do. We all sing. It's called your voice. You were born with it. So let's encourage everyone in our lives to use it. And thank you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.